Welcome to Lunch with the Ladies. It has been a long time since I've said that. My goodness. But so this is the summer 2023 edition. I'm trying to get back into it. Ladies, hello and welcome. So let me say hello to my ladies that are here with me. I've got Rachel, I've got Sonia, I've got Camille, all of my college besties. Still rocking with them today. I mean, that's, 100 years later, but
100 years.
We're still at it. And hello to all of you ladies watching. It has been so long and I have missed you all. And, so let me backtrack a little bit because Lunch with the Ladies was something that was birthed in me a long time ago. Maybe, I don't even know now. What year are we in? 2003? So maybe that was like 2019. Then it was something that I got started, and I just wanted this community to be able to talk to my ladies and to the women, and just because this space just always feels so good to be able to communicate with other women and share and talk and vent and collaborate and empower and inspire and all the things. So we started this when I was, what was I? I was about to turn 49 because it was my year to 50. It was my journey to 50. Yeah. And I just turned 51 a couple weeks ago. So the journey to 50 started is when we started. So I was 49 and we would do these Lunch with the Ladies every week, and it was great. And we talked and everything. And then I ghosted y'all. I mean, like I was rocking with this hard, and then I fell all the way off because I was taking a little bit of a break just because holidays and busyness, and then just life just is doing what life does. Mm-hmm. And so that was part of it, life being life, and then the other part of it is something we can talk about. Just the perfectionism in me and in probably a lot of us and women in general, because that's how we roll. I'm like, oh, well, you got to get it started again. Then I'm like, oh, but what's the plan? What's the topic? What's the this? What's that? Did you get a new background? Did you do this? And I'm like, you know what? So all of those things you keep like, until I can get that right, then I'm not going to start. I'm going to start it when it's right. It's never all the way right. And that wasn't even, that's not even the main point. That's not the goal. The goal is the conversation and to have this. So anyway, here I am back at it. So happy to catch up with everybody. And it's just good to see y'all's faces. Y'all are beautiful. Always. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I think my thing froze for.
Oh, you froze just now. You weren't frozen before. Now don't make that face though when you freeze next time, Sonia. Oh, there you are.
I think it froze when put on my hotspot. But I think with regards to perfectionism, it kind of feels like, can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. It kind of feels like that's the standard that we're held to.
Oh, hold that thought. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
That thought.
Okay.
That's that's a whole not just another episode, that's a whole like series.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so let's talk about 50, ladies. 51. Okay, so we're I was going to say, so we're out of 50. And you know what? Why is that? So it was fun when I was, I'm 50. It was novel. It was something, cute and fun and whatever about it. Now I'm like, I'm in my 50s. I feel some kind of way about that.
Yep.
So wait a minute. So we're all now in our 50s. We're all 51. Rachel, you kicked it off.
Yep.
Sonia, you followed her. Camille, I'm the baby.
By 2 days.
By 2 whole days.
But I'm the baby. So wait a minute. So what? Let's talk about 50. How was 50 for you, ladies? And in terms of what were you expecting from 50, and what did you get from 50? Like, were you expecting clarity and vision and got it all figured out? Like, what were you expecting, and then what did you get? Right, exactly.
Speech. So I'll go because COVID took my 50.
Yeah.
That was, I think, for me, and Camille was there. Like, we had this grand plan, and it started with like, okay, we're gonna, get together, we're gonna have food, we're gonna do this, and it really got truncated to like not a lot of folks. So that's the one thing I'll say. When I did, when I started to approach 50, I didn't really have any expectations, to be very honest.
Really?
I didn't. There was a bit of you haven't done enough crisis that came about.
That's that perfectionism.
Right.
Right.
Not just that perfectionism, but there were so many things that I realized I had not yet done that I had set like this time frame a long time ago about, getting done, that it was honestly a little anticlimactic. I will tell you, after turning 50 though, there has been this awakening. Like 51, oddly enough, has been a lot more like an awareness, an awakening, an intentionality, making making decisions, freeing myself. 51 has been a lot more of that than 50 was for me.
And you've been at 51 for what, like 6 months
6
now?
months, yeah.
Yeah, because you were 51 in December. And so all of us are more newly.
We're just getting there.
51.
You're newbies.
Yeah, we're newbies. All right, so Sonia, let me let you go next, because you were the next one to hit 50 and then 51. So yeah.
Party, always.
So
what was 50 for you?
When I turned 50, well, I celebrate milestone birthdays for a year. That's first of all. If it's a 5 or a 0, I'm celebrating for a year. If it's a in between, I celebrate for a month. So outside of the celebrations, what did I expect for 50? I expected 50 to be like,
right.
And I'm gonna agree with Rachel a little bit. It was kind of anticlimactic because I don't know what I don't know what that was supposed to reveal. 50 turned 50, and when I went from 49 to 50, I don't know if the secrets of the universe are supposed to be revealed in my mind, and I was going to get the key to the world. That didn't happen. I went into 50. I felt great mentally, physically, emotionally. It was a very up and down year. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I reflected where I thought I was going to be at 50 and where I am.
Right.
I don't think I had a midlife crisis because my dad said a long time ago, you have to learn to just roll with it, whatever it is, and deal with it, whatever it is. And so I've been trying to do that from a long time ago. And I said that
you do that well. You're inspirational in that. You do that well.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank
you, Mr. Ben.
And I said that I needed to make sure that I positioned myself so that I could be prepared for whatever the next part is, and not be disappointed in what maybe I had expected and didn't accomplish up to this point, and just look forward to what's coming.
Okay.
And just hope for expectation. I mean, just be prepared for what's coming next, good, bad, or indifferent, and just take it as it comes. Because I don't know. I really don't know what I expected from 50. Like I said, I did expect, because, I don't know. I don't live my life on social media or by what other people say or do on TV or what have you. But you hear these things and you're inundated with these things from social media, from TV. 50 is a new 30 and da 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 da.
No, it's not.
And I don't know if I know what that meant or what I should have expected for me hearing those things coming in. So what did I expect from 50? I expected to make sure that I had some fun, and I did. And I expected to keep moving forward on my journey and whatever that revealed for me.
All right.
That's all I got.
Very good.
Camille, Neely.
I'm gonna go back. So way back when, I had an aunt, and I think she was going through a little bit of a midlife crisis, and she was turning 40. And she was like, girl, when you turn 40, you're going to stop caring about what people think, and you're going to be this person. And so my 40th birthday, I expected that. Like, I woke up 39, now I'm 40, and I was like, it's the same.
I feel the same.
I was so disappointed on my 40th birthday because I literally wanted
That's so funny.
I woke, I literally in my bed, like I was like, okay, where's the background music? And it didn't happen. And so what 40 taught me was that's not how life works. Like, every day you make a little bit of a sound, and then you get there. So when 50 came, like Sonia, I was like, it's a celebration.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen. I had a hell of a few years before that. It's going to be great, whatever it is. So when it was 50, it was like, I couldn't wait to tell people I was 50, first of all. Like, that was my biggest thing. You want to guess how old I am? Anybody want to guess?
Yeah, because none of us look it. None of us look it. None of us look it.
None of us look at, but when I look at other friends, like, I don't know what we thought 50 was. I guess when we were
Right.
young, 50 was old.
We
So,
are
right,
not, I was like, we are not our mama and our
we
dad.
are
is
not
50.
our parents at all. And my mother's 77. She looks great. But when I was young, when she was 50, I was like, whoa.
Right.
Although now she's 77, so good genes. I got something to look forward to. But anyway, every day is a celebration. Happy to be here. I'm so surrounded by so much love in so many different aspects of my life that I'll take 52, I'll take 53.
Right.
It'll all be the same as long as I just keep getting better. So nothing climactic, but just very grateful.
So for me, it's some of what all of you all said. So first and foremost, it was celebration. It
Mhm.
was, so my 50th, it was a big fun time. I did a lot of travel, and I'm with Sonia we're going to celebrate for the whole year. But for me, I celebrated for all of 49, and then and then all of 50. And now that I'm 51, we actually have trips and things planned through June of next year. So it has not stopped.
Nice.
But it was a celebration for 50. It was for me wanting to bring together the people that I love and care about the most, and who love and care about me the most, because that's my circle. That is my tribe. That is my place where we can talk, and you all can celebrate and lift me up, but you can also say, listen, girlfriend, those people in my life. So it was fun bringing everybody together for that. We had a big party. I did traveling before that. I did some traveling after that with my family and some other friends that, so it was a good time. So the celebration part of it, was big and was needed and was fun. And then for me, I think 50 was, so because I started the journey at 49 and said, let me consciously think about heading to 50, there was some intentionality for me in that. There was a search for some clarity about some things and what I wanted my life to look like, and doing the reflection part, like Sonia said. So the year of 49 was that. Where am I? Where do I want to be? What does that look like? And what are the steps? So it was starting to put that in place, and so getting some clarity about it, and some clarity about how to get there. So what hit me in all of that was the realization that you can have that clarity, you can have that vision, you can have that what you want to do, but life doesn't stop doing life. So where do you fit in all this newfound clarity and this whole list? Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to tackle the world here. I'm going to do that, because nothing else stopped. All that part kept moving. So it was interesting, that part. Like, I always say, man, if I could take a year off, if I could take 6 months off, I would be so organized and, planned out by the end of that. which, we know that's probably not the case either, because something would jump in there. But so that was interesting for me. And then another part of that is, just because you turn 50 doesn't mean that you changed overnight. Like Camille said, like when you woke up the next day, no, lights were going off in your room. You were still the same person. So the same issues you had at 49 on your last day were the same issues you had on 50 on your first day. So whatever was stopping you from doing all the things before are the same things you still have to address now and tackle and move forward. So it was all of that, but it was amazing and wonderful, and what is still to come is amazing and wonderful. So I'm looking forward to all those things. But 50 was fun, and 51. And so now it's just the mentality. I'm going to keep everything else fun and moving forward and part of the journey. And even things that aren't so fun, we're going to find a way to learn that lesson and keep it moving. And, you take it as it comes, you create it how you want to create it in ways that you can. And then, you just move forward. You just move forward.
I think I was looking for that scene in Coming to America when Eddie Murphy woke up on his 25th birthday. And,
No rose petals.
wipers, bathers,
Right.
and all of the whole grandeur of it all. Like I think maybe that's what I was looking for.
I think your husband would have had some problems if you had woke up and there was some bathers there for you.
Maybe
There might have been some issues.
He might have had something to say about that. But okay, so I'm gonna be real a little bit. There comes a whole different medical and physical aspect that comes when you turn 50.
Hello. Okay, so and that could be a range of things. So I'm curious what you're talking about, because before you get into it, let me just say, so y'all know I'm adventurous. Y'all know I like to do all the things. I'm gonna get on all the rides. I'm gonna jump out of bed. I'm gonna do all those things because I'm adventurous and it's fun and it's great. So it's carnival season because it's summertime. I took Naomi to the carnival yesterday. I got on the roundup. Remember what the roundup is? You get on that little cage thing and you spin around until the gravity, starts to kick in, and then it raises it, then it goes up, and you're still spinning, but you're like up to the wall, like you're
call it gravitron.
Right.
You gotta try this. You gotta experience it. We got on that, and first, I've never seen a ride that lasts literally. We timed it. It was 7 minutes. It took 7 minutes to complete the ride.
No.
By minute 3 of spinning like that, oh my! I was like, Naomi, it's not going well. Mommy's not doing so well. But I'm trying to be cool because I want her to be cool, and she was fine. I said, when the ride stopped, I was like, I need a minute. Let me just sit down, because she's ready to run to the next thing. So I went and sat on a bench in the middle of the whole carnival, people all around, and I'm sitting on the bench. I'm like, oh,
and it's hot.
About to come up. It's like I'm like, I don't want to do that in front of all these people. So I'm like praying. I'm like, Lord, just give me enough strength to walk this distance right here over to where the parking lot is. It's empty over there. It's grass. I had to walk over there. I said, Naomi, just come with me. And I ended up not having to, throw it all up, which is what the plan was. But I was nauseous for the whole rest of, I stayed there with her for another hour because I wanted her to do all the things. But it took me 10 minutes to get myself together off that ride. And that is not me. So I'm like, is this the 50 Chronicles? Because I'm that person. You want me on the rides. You want me to do that things, but that's spinning.
And I'm the opposite now. Because I'm scared of everything. Did you see me jump in the cenote in Mexico?
I did.
Get it, girl.
That girl. I like her. I don't know who she is. I never know what she's gonna say or do. But
that's good. But the physical,
I don't know about the rides though.
So I'm still doing the adventurous stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you go to the doctor and they're like, oh, I see you turned 50. Make sure you go to the cardiologist to get a colonoscopy, to get this prodded, to get that poked, to get this checked, to get this rammed, to get that chunked.
This shit that rammed. Oh no! Don't go to a doctor if they're ramming.
or you got arthritis in your knees.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is this: it's kind of like
get a bone density test. Go check this.
It's kind of like you all have purchased cars. I've never purchased a car. I've always been given a car. It's like when you finish on that last car payment
Some breakdown.
Stuff starts to fall
and
apart.
the next day,
Yeah.
everything falls apart. So I'm a little different because I started having like the cardiology thing and the colonoscopy thing like probably 15 years ago, just because of hereditary stuff. But yeah, you start to feel it. And so two things. One, there's the physical part of it where things do start to kick in. For me, it's I have claustrophobia through the roof now. I have anxiety issues through the roof now. And I think it's because you've been on earth so long that you know it could go wrong. That it's like, but yeah, it is little, it's like when you make that final car payment, your body is
Things
like,
go left. So for me, I've been fortunate. My health is good. So I don't have those issues. I've done the colonoscopy. Everything was great, stellar, wonderful. So I have not done that other than my stomach being weak now on a spinny ride where that was never the case for 50 years. So I'm fortunate in that, but I know it's coming because that is, it's a part of aging. Your body changes. When it comes to the physical part for me, how my body carries weight and the ability to lose weight is astronomically more difficult, challenging, frustrating, all of those things. And so that is probably my biggest physical.
Oh yeah, because when we were in college in 20s and even 30s, and 40 was a little bit more difficult. Our metabolism was like, oh yeah, eat that, have this, whatever.
Exactly.
And now your metabolism's like, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. Wait.
Like, it's hard. Like it's part. It's like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like I found me a good spot. This hip over here. That's good. This little pouch. That's
Belly.
comfortable right here. I don't want to go anywhere. It's harder to get rid of the things that were easier before.
What I'll say is this morning. So for me, before I had my children, I was $120, 5'8.5", all of that, right?
Yes.
I lost the weight after the kids around, let's see, like 35, 40, and then it became harder. But this morning, I woke up and I was, putting on my clothes and looking at myself. I posted the Unbig Your Back video, and I've got the little thing right there, the little thing right there. But I looked at myself, I've been curvy, I got backfield in motion. And I said to myself, do you realize that people are paying money to create what God has given you?
That part.
Right.
Lots of money.
A rumpus.
And it don't look good.
And it doesn't look good at all, right?
No.
I've got the little.
Sometimes it comes out wrong, and it's all.
I got the little fupa, and that probably will never go away. I've got, I had a 9-pound baby. That stretch is real, but I've come to the point. I think for me, the challenge is that unlike the three of you, I've never been married. And so talking about those outside standards, I'm very comfortable with me, but there's okay, but how do I, men folk can be superficial. And so it's like, what do they think? And then I'm like, well, I've been single this long. I'm kind of comfortable with it. If you don't like it, whatever. But that does creep in. That does creep in.
Because we're human. Bellies.
They don't care about bellies.
They don't care about bellies.
I think that I found in my vast years of knowledge that it's not the men that have the issue with our body style. It's us and other women.
And it's us, and
that we're critical of each other.
And in that us having it is then how we relate to the husband or to the men. So whatever insecurity we have about that, we're projecting that on them, because like Camille said, a lot of times they don't. The good ones don't care. There's going to be the superficial ones, and they want what they want for what they wanted. And like, dude, what are you looking like? What's you got going on? That's so perfect over there. But it is what Sonia said. It's how we view ourselves, and and then how we project that into whatever,
But it's
narrative or
also,
romantic situation.
but it's also what I find is we dress also for other, we view ourselves through other women
We do.
and how we think other women are
That's
going
how marketing companies, they know that.
They do.
Women, yes. Men look at women and women look at women. So that is a marketing plan in all kinds of, in strategy in all kinds of industries and businesses, because that is very true. We're comparing ourselves because we want to be, like that. That's a tough road to be trying to.
I always talk in movieisms, and Boomerang is still my favorite movie. You guys should know that for 30 years, right? But I think about Eddie Murphy in Boomerang when he said, women look at other women and like, oh, she's pretty, oh, she's cute, her dress is nice. He said, but a dude never looks at another dude like, oh,
I like his shoulders.
He's handsome, or whatever. Oh yeah, he's cool. But that's so true. We look at each other and look at other women like, oh, and we're very critical of each other. And men don't typically do that to other men. They'd be like, oh yeah, he's cool.
Well, why are we critical of each other? Okay,
I was gonna say that if we were
a whole nother segment, a whole nother topic.
Yeah, we wouldn't. It wouldn't be so bad, because yes, if we picked each other up, like, you look great today, more than, ooh, why is she wearing that? Then it wouldn't be a problem. We could continue to dress for other women, but it would be like we're impressing each other instead of trying to critique each other.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. It's a duality, because while we say men don't care, men do care. Because
they do.
You've
I'm not
heard
saying that that's an out and out.
And you've heard the things that they've said. What I will find is there's a whole belly revolution going on right now, because there are folks that are like, whatever. And I don't know if we have.
It's so hard to lose. You're fighting a losing battle.
Right.
But here's the thing for that. So you can find people that like it. For me personally, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
It is my own vanity.
Mm-hmm.
It is less, what my husband says about it, because my husband is my husband and my husband loves me. It is my vanity. And so when I go off the rails, I go off the rails, but to a certain point. And when I get to that point, even though I haven't liked up to that point, once I get to that point, I'm like, oh, Patrice, you're tripping. Like, so for your own self, I reel it back in. And that is my own vanity. So I'm thankful for my own vanity level that keeps me from going off the deep end. But I don't like it. And I don't know if that's because I'm trying, and it's not because I'm trying to be someone else or look like someone else. It's what I'm comfortable in my own skin. It's what I want to feel like, my energy level. It's what I want to look like in my clothes. And it's so interesting. Because even though you want that, so watching the Best Man, the series. So it was great. It was wonderful. And I was watching it and, loved everything about it. Loved the women, thought they were beautiful, but you could even see changes in those women from what we knew them for in, Love Jones and all the, in the earlier versions to what they look like now. And that is just, and there was nothing wrong with them. You just saw the changes. Now, could they have done something about that? Could they have worked out leading up to that more or done anything like that? Possibly. But why? Because that is the natural evolution of what they are and who they are and what time, does. And then, so I think of that in some things. And then sometimes I'm like, nope, but you're not going to, but I'm not going there.
Not you.
Because there is nothing stopping me from being in a better or healthier space other than me and my laziness, or because I want to eat the funnel cake at the thing. I didn't, because I was nauseous from ride number 30. But you know what I'm saying? That to me it's a lack of discipline. So for me, that is just that's a more internal struggle about, Patrice, you know better, you should do better. Why aren't you doing the better?
But you got to balance, because eat the funnel cake.
Oh, I am.
Eat
I'm
the
never
funnel
going to
cake.
be that person. I'm never going to
Yeah.
be that person.
Because I'll do 20 extra crunches because I'm gonna eat the funnel cake.
Right. And that will be me more so.
I
But
need
it's
50
just,
extra,
it's,
but you
some
know.
of it is just, it's how our bodies and our, that's how we evolve. That's how we,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. And that's also part of the 50. Like there's gonna be,
changes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say plumpness.
Oh.
Yeah.
And for me,
plumpness is good. Nobody wants, bones.
Some people do, but it's
Some
really
people
not.
do.
But then
That's
that's
not your
not your
people.
person.
Right.
Then that's
Yeah.
not your. That is
Right.
you don't have
not
to care
your
about
person.
that. You don't have to worry about that because you don't want people that's not your people. You want your
Right.
small
Right.
people that are your people, your man, your whatever. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all that should matter. We should not be trying to please all
Right.
these outside people. And I think that is one thing that has come with me at 50 and for age. I understand all of that, the external stuff. I don't care as much about it. I care
Mhm.
how I feel about a situation, how
Yeah.
I feel about the people around me, I'm never going to please you all. And especially being on air, I'm
That's-
never going to please,
Yeah.
all
That's
of you
impossible.
people. And I don't even know y'all. So it's why am I trying to please y'all? Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know. And for the most part, I have, great people that follow me. But there's always going to be somebody
Trolls.
that doesn't. And I'm like, but okay, but you took the time to write that. You took the time to say that. You don't know me, but
Mhm.
so whatever. So I do care much, much less about that kind of
And
stuff.
there's always going to be trolls and troglodytes. So I look at it from a different perspective because I grew up with a mom who was always overweight and always had always struggled with her weight from my entire lifetime. And so I always heard the struggle, and I always heard so weight has always been in the background of the background reels playing in my mind.
Mhm.
And one thing that I said when I became a parent, and especially a parent of two girls, is that I was never, ever going to let them or make them feel any kind of way about who they are and what their body style is, because they're both vastly different.
Mhm.
Brianna is 6 feet tall and 175 pounds. So she's long and lean. Brycey is 5'8" and probably 180 pounds. So she's a little shorter and more muscular and a little thicker. But
That's funny.
and-
Sorry that you're saying 5'8" is short. From your giant
shorter,
family.
shorter, right? Shorter in our family.
Okay, go ahead.
Compared to her sister.
Right. Yes.
And they're both athletic, they're both healthy, and they both have different kinds of body styles.
And
But-
good body image. They feel good about
Body image is the most important.
Correct.
So-
They are both
that's
perfectly
it.
happy.
Job done. You've
Perfectly
raised
healthy.
I mean, what else is there?
And what in their mindset with what they want to wear. If either one of them wants to wear a little midriff, with their little belly buttons or something out, they're both perfectly happy with that. If both of them want to wear, something that's maybe a little bit more form fitting, that they are a little tighter or whatever, I don't know, pants, shorts, or a skirt, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
That somebody might be like, oh, well, they're both perfectly happy. Like if they wear the same outfit, it might look a little bit different on both of them, but they're both perfectly happy and
The
comfortable.
only one that's not happy with the form fitting is daddy.
Daddy.
Yeah. But I mean, they don't wear too much form fitting stuff.
Right.
My point is that they're both perfectly happy with wearing the exact same outfit. Not that they ever would, but if they put on the exact same outfit, because Bryce wears Brianna's clothes and vice versa, and it fits them both a little bit different.
They're good.
That's good.
and
You know,
they're
that's
happy
it.
with that.
That's a
Because
great point.
I
Go ahead.
wanted to make sure that they didn't have that same reel playing in the back of their head that I always did. Not that my mom ever called me fat or anything like that, but I just remember that she would go to Weight Watchers meetings and that she would have her special food, or that she would go to this meeting or that meeting or eat a special way. And that it was always, always in the forefront of her mind, if I could just get to this weight, or if I could just look this way, or if I could just wear this size, or if I could just fit into this clothes. And I mean, of course, I want to exercise and be healthy for them so that I can be around as long as I can possibly be for them. But I don't ever want them to have the idea that I have to be this size or weigh this particular weight or have this particular body style.
So, and listening to what you're saying about your mom, wouldn't it be a gift if we could all get out of our own heads?
Yes.
Because Miss Katie was married to the love of her life for how many years? He wasn't caring about
Almost
any of what
57.
she was caring about. Her
Yep.
kids were not caring about that. Your mother cooked and baked up a storm, was known for that. Your house was that house. That's what she was known and loved for. So wouldn't it be a gift if we could get out of our own heads about that? Because nobody was thinking about that but her. Right. But again, we all have our own internal regulators and things that, so, you do what you do, what you feel good about for yourself. But if we didn't give that so much, the negative parts, so much room to grow and just,
and I think my girls are a little too much out of their head because they're too, a little bit too much. I'm awesome and I'm fantastic and all of that.
I like that. It's balance. You need that.
I need them to go away.
No. No, let's encourage that.
I would, it's interesting you would bring that up. Last weekend, or last probably from Saturday on back like 5 days, I was severely in my head. To the point where like I kind of kicked into a bit of a panic anxiety phase because of, some things with work and, things not being what I wanted them to be. And I'm sitting in a space, I'm like, Rachel, you can do better, but you just don't have the energy to do better. The self-talk thing, my sister and I have this thing. It's like, we got to tell that bee to shut up. like there are days when you're really like, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. And we kind of, earlier we were talking about the perfection, the expectation of the perfection. Right. And I know like being in this space, being in a leadership space, it's real and it's hard. What I will say, when you talk about the freedom that came with 50, I have no problem when someone will place an expectation on me to say no. I had a whole conversation with a coworker once where they were like, well, you should do this with your hair, or you should don't you want to do this? Don't you want to wear this? And I'm like, no, if you want to do that with your hair and your clothes, you can do that. But as for me and my house, I'm good.
That's interesting that somebody, another grown woman would tell you what to do with your hair. I mean, I can see like, oh, you'd look cute with that, or only, but
right. But that's a generational thing. That is definitely, generationally, folks that are probably like late boomer-ish. So like in that 60 to 70 range, that was a very real thing in the workplace. There were the auntie syndrome, as we call it. They felt that they were doing us a favor by offering us tips and being, corrective. They used to call it pulling your coattails or letting your slip is hanging. And it's like, well, maybe I want my slip to hang. I don't know, but there is that thing. I will tell you, I am looking forward to as I look at 50, I want to be that person. I don't want to show up like that, where I am kind of stepping in and Yeah, that's the one thing. If I'm looking forward to what the rest of this life looks like, to
Mhm.
avoid being that person.
The
Because
unsolicited advice.
unsolicited advice, giving folks my perspective of what is professional, or, I don't want to do that, because I think that when we go back to talking about, well, why are we so hard on ourselves, and all, that's part of it.
Mhm.
My voice in my head is my stepmother and my paternal grandmother, about these expectations, talking about, I'm sorry, diverging a little bit, slips, and you need to wear a slip, and you need to wear a pant, like those things, like
I
they
haven't worn a slip since I was a kid.
And I will never.
slip if it was made of
That's-
gold, but I don't want to show up. Like, I definitely want to hold this. I'm not my mother or my grandmother's 50. Not my mother was cool, but like that, that generation of folks, I don't want to show up like that. And I feel good that that is a very intentional thing. I want to be more of a listener than I want to, kind of squash, because, I love, Sonia, that you are emphasizing that with your girls. If
Mhm.
there's anything I would do differently, I probably would have taken that route with mine. But definitely, like in 50, being very intentional around, being more of a mentor, or I don't want to be like that.
Mhm.
Like that.
But that was
Okay.
also like their generational insecurities, and they had to be a certain way. And
Absolutely.
it was so hard to see anything different. Like our generation is so, like, the way we parent our kids,
Mhm.
you couldn't say how you felt. You didn't have feelings. Nobody cared what you thought.
Mm-mm.
You just do what I say. Now, my kids get to say, you can say how you feel. I might not agree with you, but I'll hear you out.
Right.
And that's empowering for them. So then they can wear the belly shirts and be confident. My daughter put me in my place one day. She was like, I want to get a belly ring. And I was like, so you're going to do crunches? That was my father in my head.
Mm.
And she straight told me, don't body shame me. And I was like, noted. I will never. And now if my mother, love her, she'll make a comment like, oh, Sydney looks a little, don't talk about my kid.
That part.
I tell my mother straight, don't talk about my kid.
That part.
She's perfect the way she is.
Your mom is doing that from love, and like you said, a
But
place
also
where
her generation. Right.
would have it. But the thing that the crux of all of that is that it's the same narrative, whether it was during our mother's time or our time or our children's time, that has surrounded women and what they should be, what they should
Yes.
do, what they should
the
think.
shoulds.
It is just the way each generation has dealt with that and the evolution of that, but it's the same narrative. I just took Naomi to go see Barbie, which I didn't want to do because I'm like, this is going to be stupid. But the movie was actually, I enjoyed it. I didn't know the premise of it, but there is an empowerment message in it, and it talks about how women are perceived and what is expected of them. And it was really good. So if y'all haven't seen it, then definitely go see it, because it was cute. It was
Brianna went to go see that. Brianna went to go see that with her friends last night, and they were talking about it on the news about how it had a different message. And then even about the men, how Ken was just an accessory.
Right. No, it did. And so for people who think, oh, this is just going to be man bashing and that kind of thing, it came full circle, and it did talk about everybody. Like, everybody has your place, your role, be you, embrace that. And that's what makes the world good and what it is. It's when we try to do all these other things and have put people in a box and expect this from you, and you do this, and I get to dominate you, and you get to like, it was all of those things. So it was actually better than what I was expecting. But to Camille's point, it's the same narrative from your mother's time to this time. So, and she's doing it out of a loving place. When she says that, but it's just, it's different. It has definitely evolved how we see that. All right. So ladies, we can wrap it up, because we could sit here all day. It's just funny because I've been writing, as in the course of this conversation, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things that are whole other topics that we could talk
Mhm.
about, but it comes up in the course of this. And one thing I wrote down that won't be a whole nother topic and show one day, but half birthday. So yeah, I'm so glad you said you celebrate half birthdays, because I'm trying to celebrate them too. So it's a thing. So and
It
that
is
came
a
up
thing.
because Naomi's birthday is in March 1st, and it's cold, and she always wants to do warm stuff, you know,
Yeah.
for her birthday. So I'm like, well, we're gonna just start celebrating in September also, because then that's a warm
Happy birthday.
but
I like that you
If
brought that
I've
up
learned,
because I
if I've learned
actually
anything, sorry.
you did what, Sonia?
Good.
Oh no, I was gonna say if I've learned anything, I mean every day is a gift.
Right. So celebrate it all. So Rachel,
Yeah.
what were you gonna say?
So I was gonna say I missed that part that Sonia mentioned, the half birthday, because the lesson I've learned is I'm going to have to start celebrating half birthdays because my birthday is in December and
Yeah.
nobody is
Too
available
close to
to
Christmas.
celebrate with me on my
Right.
birthday. And so I'm sorry, Camille is a faithful attendee of all my birthday celebrations, no matter how small or how grand they are.
We tried.
But that is definitely, that's actually a thing, you know,
It is. 'Cause
that I
thinking about
am going to do because
Let's go.
yeah, that's the only way I can have fun.
I say we
I don't know
celebrate
that I don't
whenever
know that I
possible.
mentioned it. You must have misinterpreted what I said. I don't know that I mentioned that I said I celebrated half birthdays,
You-
but
You
Did I?
did. You
But we
didn't
are.
say the word half birthdays when we were you said that, you just said half, like in the midpoint or something. You were talking about all the times that
Okay.
you celebrate. And so I was like that, but that made me think about that because that's
because Rachel, I just came from a half birthday in a couple of weeks ago, because there's a brother and sister, you know, like 4 or 5 years apart, but one of their birthdays like Christmas Eve and the other one is like January 2nd. So he gave his sister her half birthday because
It's
Right.
screwed.
Holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screwed.
Yeah.
because it's right around the holiday. It's right around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And he gave her a surprise party. He's like, first of all, she's never going to be expecting it because it's her half birthday. And around Christmas, New Year's, that time, it's overshadowed by.
All
that
right,
time.
Rachel, May 16th, half birthday. Let's do it.
It's June 16th.
That's Bryce's birthday.
June 16th, May
Wanna come
16th,
celebrate
just
with
let me
Bryce's
know.
sweet 16th?
and to
It's
your
gonna
point,
be a
Rachel, I
blast.
already have plans. I'll be back in New York, Camille. On December 16th. We're gonna do Christmas in New York this year. So to your point, it is always that.
Screw it again. No.
May
Everyone
16th
should
is-
come for Christmas.
May 16th is
I have plans.
Bryce's Sweet 16. If you want to come down, she's having under the sea illumination. What is it? A biolumination Sweet 16 birthday.
Bioillumination.
Okay,
That's
because
pretty.
her yes.
The bio,
The
yes.
glowing fish.
Look, I was
Yes.
getting ready to say what her daughter is, but I couldn't even think of
That's
she's a
Brianna.
marine biologist.
Yes.
That's Brianna.
Okay. I was going to
Bryce's
say.
having it. Bryce's gonna
So
be
we're
a
both
Bryce
in-
wants to be
we're
a
both
trauma
under the
surgeon.
sea.
Bryce wants to be an ER trauma surgeon, but Brianna's a marine biologist.
I mean, I love it. Okay, ladies, goodbye. Before we even started recording this, we were talking about how we're going to get together. So we need to have some of these conversations.
So
just with-
remember,
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm saying the right author, but I thought April Ryan wrote a book that said Black women will save the world.
That is the book that
April
she.
Ryan?
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, one subject that you could take from that though, Tracy. But why? Why is
Why
it?
we- do-
why
is
do
that
we have to?
necessary?
Right.
Because
save
we always
yourself.
do.
Go save yourself. Well, I'm tired of saving y'all.
Because
That
we
you make me sound
always
like that
do.
little girl. Worry about yourself. Worry
Right,
about
worry
yourself.
about
The little girl
yourself.
into me. You worry
Yes.
about yourself. Okay. Stop talking. Everybody, no more words. Love you. You can say
Love
love
you.
back. Okay.
Love you too. I love all
All right.
you guys.